Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel Freedom Tech, and in this session what we are going to learn. In this session we are going to create a counter. As you can see, we have here a scenario where the person is basically going out using the gate, and there is a one person who is basically coming inside using the gate. So we want to create here a counter for people frequency. Simple. So for that we are going to use here YOLO V8 object detection, tracking and counter method. So before we move to our practical, friends, if you learn something from our videos, please consider to subscribe our channel. Okay friends, thank you so much, and let's get started. So friends, for today's project we need Ultralytics, OpenCV and CV zone package on our Windows machine. This is Windows 11 machine. Of course you can use your Windows 10 machine also. So simply what we are going to do, just open Thony Python IDE and go to the tools, manage packages and search for OpenCV-Python, hit enter. OpenCV-Python, just click on install and it will install OpenCV on our Windows machine. Then we need Ultralytics, just hit enter and it will search for Ultralytics package. The first package, just click on install and it will install Ultralytics package. Then we need here CV zone package, just hit enter. First package CV zone, just click on install and it will install CV zone on our Windows machine. That's it, we have done with package installation. So for today's video I have created a repository people going in out counting. So simply I will mention the link. You need to simply copy paste the link inside the browser, then go to the code, click on download zip and it will download our zip format repository which we just download. Then go to the file manager, download section, right click to the repository, WinRAR, extract with the folder name, and then we have same folder name, again same folder name. So first we need our video file. So vid.txt, right click and just open with text editor, copy the link, copy it, open new tab, just press Ctrl+V and hit enter. It will open the mega cloud link. Click on download and it will download our video file in zip format. So friends, as you can see, we have successfully downloaded our video file in zip format. Again go to the file manager, downloads. This is what our folder, right click, cut and just move the folder inside our main repository, paste it over here. Then again right click, WinRAR and just click on extract here. It will extract our video file. So the video file which I have just played, as you can see, same video file. So let's just start with our code. So let me close all these things, this one also. So just go to the file, click on open, and I have mentioned the basic object detection code. So we need to move inside our repository, this one, and main.py, click on open. So this is what our basic code for YOLO V8 object detection. It will download pre-trained YOLO V8 s.pt model, and then we have a detection. As you can see, if there is person, because we want to detect here a person, so if there is person in video, then it will draw the rectangle and it will put the class on top left corner of rectangle. So let's just run the basic code. So first it will download our pre-trained object detection model YOLO V8 s.pt, then we have the detection. So friends, as you can see, we have our detection YOLO V8 pre-trained object detection model and it's detecting our object which is the person. So we have done with object detection. Now we want to implement our tracker. So let's just implement our tracker on our object detection. So for that we have our tracker.py file, click on open, tracker.py. So from this tracker.py we are going to use the tracker class and we are going to use here update function. Simple. So here it is, as you can see, I have called it from tracker. Tracker is basically our file. From tracker we are going to import all the things, and then here I have mentioned tracker is just a variable and this tracker is basically the class. T is capital, as you can see, this T is capital. So we call our tracker class. Now we want to mention our tracker in our while loop. So as I explained in several videos, if we want to use our tracker, we need object detection rectangle coordinates, means we need our object rectangle coordinates. So our object rectangle coordinates is basically x1, y1, x2, y2. So we want to create the list of these 4 coordinates and we want to send the list inside our tracker. So simply we are going to create here first a list. So let's just create our list. If person in C, then we want to create our list. So let's just mention list dot append, and inside that we want to pass like this way our coordinates, which is x1, y1, x2 and y2. x1, y1, x2 and y2, this is what our object coordinates, means the rectangle coordinates, and here we are going to create a list is equal to empty list. That's it. So now we have our list ready. Simply just hit enter. Start from here where we have our for loop. So just check it is in line. So we are in line. Mention the new variable, which is bbox idx is equal to our tracker variable. This one, tracker variable is basically our tracker class, and inside that class, as I mentioned, here we have update function. So simply we are going to call the update function over here. So tracker dot update, and inside that we want to pass our list, this one. Why? Because if you want, as I mentioned, if you want to use the tracker, we need object rectangle coordinates. So we save our object coordinates inside this list. So we want to simply pass this list inside the tracker dot update function. Then we have new coordinates with the help of tracker. We have rectangle coordinates, also we have ID. Our tracker will assigning the ID for each person. Each person we have unique ID. Simple. So let's just create the for loop over here for bbox in bbox idx, for bbox in bbox idx. Then as I mentioned, now we need our new rectangle coordinates. So we are going to mention here our new coordinates variable. So we have here x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's just say x3, y3, x4 and y4, and the new coordinate is basically the ID. With the help of tracker, we are going to assign the ID for each person. So x3, y3, x4, y4, and the ID is equal to what? The bbox. Simply mention the bbox. That's it, we have done. Now we have our rectangle coordinates. Simply we want to mention the coordinates over here for rectangle. Just change the coordinate with previous one. Now we want to mention the new coordinates which we have with the help of our tracker. So simply mention x3, y3, x4, y4, and the color we are going to mention as it is. Then cv zone put text method, and here we are going to change our class name with the ID. So mention ID. So just freeze the frame. We are going to mention here 0, and let's just start the code. Oh, I forget to mention here, we want to change these coordinates also. We want to put the text on our new coordinates, new rectangle coordinates. So x1 will become x3 and y1 will become y3. That's it. Now if I save the code, if I run the code. So let's just skip our frame. And friends, as you can see, this person is tracking, and this person, it has 0. 0 is the ID, the unique ID for this person. As you can see, it's continuously there. It means our tracker is perfectly tracking our object. The person, it has still 0 ID. I am continuously skipping the frame. There is still 0 ID. So as you can see, friends, our tracker is perfectly working. So now what we are going to do, we are going to simply start our while loop and just let's cross check for both way, for out and for in. So watch, the person is going out. The ID is still there, 0. Now watch for this person. He has 76 ID is still there, 76, 76, 76. It means our tracker is perfectly working. Simple. So we successfully assign the ID for each object. Now what is our goal? We want to create a counter. But first, let's just start again the code. So we have done with tracker. We have successfully detect our object with the help of YOLO. We had pre-trained model. Then we have our tracker, and our tracker is basically assigning the ID. So now what we want? We don't want to track this object all area. In particular area, we want to track the object and assign the ID. For that, we want our region of interest area. Let's just say we are going to create here our region of interest area, and if the person is inside our region of interest area, then only we are going to detect our person, or we can say our object. So for that, we need our region of interest area. So for that, we have our mouse function. As you can see, we have our mouse function, and with the help of mouse function, we are going to draw the polyline, and the polyline is basically our ROI, means the region of interest area for detection, for tracking. So let's just say here we are going to start from here. So here, if I move my mouse on the frame, here it is, as you can see, the coordinates inside the shell, which is 463220, 463220. So let's just mention here, let's say here 463220. So 463220. So let's just go here little bit further. 428244, 428244. Then we have completed this side. Then we need here this side. So let's just go here. 576273, 576273. Then here 600222, 600 and 222. Simple. So let's just draw these basic coordinates, then we will get the idea how our polyline look like. Then if we want to change our area, we are going to change the coordinates. So let's just first draw this basic coordinates. So we are going to mention this as our area 1. Okay, area 1 is equal to, in square bracket, and this is the coordinates. So in simple bracket, this is what our first coordinate, this is what our second coordinate, then third one, and then we have last one, which is the fourth one. Done. So we have our area, we successfully declare our area coordinates. Now we want to draw the polylines. So here cv2.polylines, inside that we want to draw the polyline on the frame. Then we want to mention np array. So np.array, then no need to mention a comma. Then we want to mention our area. So our area variable is basically area 1. So area 1, then the comma, and np.in32. Area 1 np.in32. Then where we completed our square bracket, here we want to mention true. Then the color, so let's make a pink color for polyline 255.0.255, and then thickness, let's say 2. So let's just cross check our area, and as you can see friends, in pink color we have our area, and our area is perfect, no problem with our area. So if when our person inside this area, then only we are going to say we have the detection. Simple. So we have our area, but how we can say that our person is basically inside our area? For that we are going to use here our object center point. So let's just create center point. Here we have x3, y3, x4, y4. Let's just say cx is equal to int x3 plus x4 divided by 2, cy is equal to int, then y3 plus y4, divided by 2. Then we have now cx and cy, so we can simply draw our circle. So cv2 dot circle, and inside that we want to draw our circle on the frame. Then we want to mention the coordinates, which is cx and cy. Then we need a radius, which is 4. Then let's say a green color, so 0, 2, 5, 5 and 0, and because we want to fill our circle, so let's say -1. Let's just start our while loop. So friends, as you can see, there is a center point, and the center point, if it is inside our area, then only we are going to detect our object. Otherwise there is no need to draw rectangle, there is no need to track our objects. So we have our area, first area. So simply we are going to create our condition. So for that, as I explained in several videos, we are going to use here point polygon test method. So point polygon test method, we can say here, if the person, if the object center point, if it is inside our area, then we have detection. So we have our area, means our polyline, and we have the center point, means our circle, means the cx and cy, and our area is basically this. So let's just create our function, not function, basically our condition. So result is equal to cv2 dot point and cv2 dot point p capital polygon t capital test, like this way, cv2 dot point polygon test. And as I mentioned, we want our area, so this is what our area, just copy it, paste inside this. And then what else we want? We want cx and cy, so let's just mention this cx and cy in tuple way, and then simply we want to mention false. That's it. Now if we print our result, simple. So if I save the code, if I run the code, as you can see, the result is basically -1.0, but the person center point inside our area, the result is 1. Let me show you here. What we are going to do, I have stopped the code, and when the person is inside our area, we have basically 1. So what we are going to do is, let's just freeze our frame, then we will get a better result. So let's just skip our frame. As you can see, right now we have -1.0. So skip the frame. Watch now, when the person center point is inside, as you can see, the person center point, the green color center point is inside our area, and we have here 1. We have -1 for center point outside our area, and the center point inside our area we have 1. So simply we can create here our condition. Let's just say our result. So if our result, if it is greater than or is equal to 0, then only we want to draw circle, draw rectangle, and put our ID as a text on our rectangle. Now let's just start our code in while loop. And as you can see friends, there is no detection, no rectangle, no tracking, because our person is not inside our area. But when the person is inside our area, then we have tracking, then we have ID and all other things. Simple. Now we have done 50%. Now what we want to do here, we want to create a new another area which we are going to mention as a area 2. Why? But first let's just create our next area, then we will get the idea why we need our second area. So let's just create, start the code. We need our coordinates for our second area. Same way, with the help of mouse we will get our coordinates. So this is what our first area. Let's just create from here 401.262, 401.262, 401.262. Then let's say over here 374.287, 374.287. Here I need to mention a comma, and then let's say over here 546.345, 546.345, 546.345, and then the last coordinate, let's say over here 564.297, 564.297. That's it. So this is what our area 2. And as I mentioned, if we want to mention some changes inside coordinates, we can mention change, but first let's just draw these coordinates, then we will get the idea how our area looks like. So in square bracket and then a simple bracket, this is what our first xy coordinate for polyline. Next, then this is next, then the last one. That's it. So same way we are going to draw the polylines. So copy just the function and just mention as it is, make it is in line, and just mention area 1 with area 2. So just save the code, run the code, and as you can see friends, we have our another area ready. So why we need a second area? Because we want to create here in and out frequency. So we want to create here a condition. So for that we need two area. Let's just say when the person want to go outside, first he will cross our this area, the second area, because we mentioned this as a area 2, and then he will go inside our area 1. So if the person want to go outside, first he will go through this area, then he will go inside this area, then he will go out. So simply we can create our counter. Count only those person who cross our area 2, otherwise don't count the person. Simple, you will get the idea. Let's just start our code. So we have both area ready. So now somehow we want to save the person when the person is basically inside our area 2. This is what our area 2. If the person want to go outside, first we want to go through our area 2. This is what our area 2. Simple. So somehow we want to save the person coordinates, means person position when the person inside our area 2. This is area 2, this is area 1. So for that what we are going to do here, because first we are going to create the counter for outside, so here we are going to Simply first we want to mention our area 2. So here change the area 1 with area 2. That's it. Now our object will detect if our object inside our area 2. Let's just start our code, then you will get the idea. So save the code, run the code. I have started the while loop, and as you can see I have mentioned area 2. It means now the person inside our area 2, then we have detection, and then we have tracker. Watch here. As you can see, the person inside our area 2, there is a tracker and detection, but the person is inside our area 1, there is nothing. Simple. So when our person is inside our area 1, we want to save their position and their ID. So simply we can say here, this we are going to create for going out. So let's just create going out as a variable. So going out, going out. Now here, what is the person for this? So this project, we can say the person is basically our ID, because we are assigning the ID for each person. It means if we want to say that this person is basically going out, so we want to simply save their ID, because we are assigning the ID for each person as a unique ID. So we can simply say this unique ID for this person, this unique ID for this person, when the person is inside our area. So simply we want to save the ID, and when the person, if it is inside our area, in that time we want to save their center point coordinates. Means we want to save here ID, and then is equal to, we want to save their current position, means CX and CY, like this way. And here we want to mention a empty dictionary. Going out is equal to empty dictionary. That's it. And here now we are going to print going out. Simply just save the code, run the code. So now watch, right now our dictionary is empty, there is nothing. But as you can see, when the person inside our area, we have the person ID which is 0, and in that time we have person CX and CY coordinates. Means we successfully saving the person ID and their current position when the person is inside our area 2, and he is basically going out. He just want to go out from the gate. So we are successfully saving their ID and their current position. Now we have the ID and the current position. Now, as I mentioned, we are only going to detect the person who cross our second area first, and then he will cross our first area, and then he will go out from the gate for going out. Simple. So simply we have the position. Now simply we can say here, from here, if the ID means person, because we are assigning the ID for each person. So simply we can say this ID is basically this person, this ID is basically this person. So if ID in going out, because we are saving the person ID inside our going out dictionary. So we can simply say, if there is a ID inside going out, then only we want to detect that person inside our area 1 for going out. If the person is not inside our area 2, means he is directly come inside area 1 somehow, then it will not count. First he want to come inside our area 2, then he will go through area 1. For that we create here a condition that if the ID is inside our going out, means our person is already cross our area 2 and now the same person is basically crossing our area 1 for going out. Simply, so if ID is going out, then the same condition, here the same condition, because when the person is cross over area 2 and now he will go inside area 1, same way the center point and our area 1, if it is inside the center point, if it is inside our area 1, then only we want to detect our object. So same way, just copy it, the result. Simply we are going to change variable and we are going to change our area, because we completed our condition with area 2. The person is already cross our area 2. Now he will inside our area 1. So area 1, and then we are going to draw all the things. So now there is no need to draw rectangle and all other things when the person is inside area 1 for going out. So let's just draw after here, and we want to create our same way. When the person is inside our area, we have 1. So simply here I just want to mention, because we mention here a result, so this will become result 1, and we change our area 2 with area 1, and here if result 1, if it is same way, greater than is equal to 0, if it is greater than or is equal to 0, same way, then only we want to draw the circle. Simple. So now let's just start our code. Now as you can see, the person is going, he will first go through our first area. As you can see, there is nothing, we have our ID, and as you can see, when the person is inside our area 1, then we have detection. When the person is inside area 2, we are saving their ID. Here it is, as you can see, 0 and their current position, and the ID is because the ID is still same for that person, then we have detection. Simple. So we have done with outside counter. So simply let's just first create the outside counter, then we are going to create the code for coming inside. So here we have detection. Now simply we are going to create the counters. So the counter, so counter 1 dot append, counter 1 dot append, and inside that we want to pass the ID. Why ID? Because when the person inside our area, then we have the ID for each person. So when we match our both condition and the person is basically out, then we have counter. Counter means we have the ID for that person. So counter 1 dot append ID, and we are going to create here a list. Counter 1 is equal to empty list. Simple. And then simply we want to print a counter 1. So save the code, run the code. And now as you can see, inside the dictionary there is no ID and no current position. Person cross our area, there is ID and there is a position, and as you can see, the person is basically inside our area 1 and we have ID 000, but the ID is continuously counting. So it means it's counting same ID again and again. So for that we want to create here again a new condition. Please don't count same ID again and again. So if counter 1, our counter 1, if counter 1 dot count, and what we are counting here, we are counting the ID, if it is equal to 0. Please don't count same ID again and again. If counter 1 dot count ID is equal to 0, simple, is equal to 0, then counter 1 dot append ID. Now it will not count same ID again and again. So let's watch. Inside our area we have detection rectangle, and inside shell, as you can see, we have 0. 0 means this person ID, we have here 0, and as you can see now there is no double count, only single count. So we can say that we have one person is basically going out. That's it. Now we are going to create same way for coming inside. So watch this person. So this person, he want to come inside. So first he will go through our area 1, then he will go through our area 2. Simple. So same way we are going to simply opposite our condition. So first we want to create area 1, because the person want to come inside. First he will part of our area 1, then he will part of our area 2. So same way, just copy this condition, just change the variable and check it is in line. So we have here for loop. So let's just start from here. This is what our first condition. To go little back. Okay, now it's in line. So result cv2.point polygon test method, and the person will first part of area 1, then result cv2.point polygon test, person will first part of area 1, then if the result is greater than or is equal to 0, same way we want to save their ID and current position. So let's just mention here same way, and this will become over here, and we are going to save here because we have result 1. So this one we can say result 2. Okay, and this result is over here. So we want to go inside like this way here. Okay, now it's in line the result. Then if the result 2 means we are now creating a counter for going inside. So first the person will part of area 1, then if the result 2 is greater than or is equal to 0, we are going to save their ID and current position in going in. Same way the ID and their current position means the CX and CY, and here we want to create going in is equal to empty dictionary. So here I am going to change the going out with going in. So save the code, run the code. Result 2 is not defined. Just terminate. Yes, there is typo mistake. It's result 2. Yes, it's perfect. So save the code, run the code. Now watch this person. When this person will inside our area 1, then we have here ID and their current position. As you can see, ID and their current position. It means we are saving the person ID and their current position when person is basically inside our area 1. Now we can say when the person is inside area 1, we are saving their ID and their current position. So we can say only count the person who cross our area 1 and now he wants to cross our area 2 for going inside. So simply same way here what we mentioned, same way, if ID now going in, so if ID in going in, those ID we are going to count inside our area 2. So just copy as it is all these things, just paste it and only change the variable, also the area. So here we want to mention, because the person want to go inside, he is already part of area 1, so now he will part of our area 2, and this we are going to mention as result 3 because we mentioned already result 2, and here we need to mention result 3. And the person who cross our area 1 and now he cross our area 2, we are going to simply change the rectangle color. So rectangle color, let's say blue, and also let's just change our circle color. So let's just mention red. So 0 and 255, and here we are going to mention counter 2, and here also mention counter 2, and then here we want to create a new counter for going in. Counter 2 is equal to empty list. Save the code, and counter, here we are going to mention print counter 2, and now there is no need to print going in because we know what we have inside our going in. So counter 2 we have done with all the things. Result 3. Okay, done. So let's just start our code. Now watch for this person. Zero ID, he is going out. We have here 0. As you can see, the ID means the one person is basically going out. Now we have another person who wants to come inside. So we are counting one person who already go out, so there is no count for going inside, and as you can see 76 is the ID for this person, means we have successfully counting one for going out, one for coming inside. Simple. Now simply this is the list. As you can see, the 0 ID for going out person and 76 ID for going inside, coming inside. So we counting here one person for out, one person for in. So this is basically the list. So length of list is basically number of count. So simply what we are going to do now, simply we are going to use our CVZone method. For that, let's just say here G in, no, this one is basically out. So G out, and length of our counter, and this one is basically G in is equal to length of counter. And now let's just put our CVZone put text method, and we are going to put our counter on the frame. Simple, just it, and here, and they, instead of ID we are going to say G out, and here we want to create a variable. So let's say G out, or let's say person out, and the coordinates, let's say 50 and 60, and rectangle size 2, and the text thickness 2. Then the same way for going inside, copy it, save the code, and like this way. And here we are going to mention person in, and G in, it's in small, G in, and then 50, let's say 160, or let's say 150 or 140. If we want to mention some changes, we can mention some changes. Let's just go with 50 and 140. Save it, run the code, and as you can see we have here counter. But what we are going to do, I need to mention here shift colon, like this way, shift colon, and here also shift colon. Okay, let's just start. So friends, person out 0 count, person in 0 count. Let's just watch. We've counted one person, and now we have one person who wants to come inside, and then cross area 2, and then we have counter. As you can see, person out, one person in 1. So friends, this is how you can use YOLO V8 for object detection, object tracking, and object counting. I hope you will learn something from this video. We will meet our next video. Till then, thank you, take care, and bye bye.